ชิ้นลูกหนึ่งได้ไหมครับอ๋อไม่ได้
ค่าเงินลดลงทุกวันเก็บอย่างเดียวไม่พอ
Alright, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel and I've already recorded a video today, but as I was editing it and getting rid of my coughs and splutters and stammers, I decided I wanted to make today's video a standalone piece. So that's going to be coming out tomorrow on Saturday for you. But since I've already recorded some charts, today it's just going to be a chart episode. So I'll show you that. And then we'll be coming back on Sunday to do a deep dive TA, examining all the closes ready for the week ahead next week. So charts only today. Make sure you come back and check out tomorrow's video because tomorrow's video is a banger. What a time to be alive. It seems that this scenario is playing out. I'm going to remove this yellow line and draw a trend line here on the Dixie. All the while we remain below this red line. The trend is down. It continues to be down and we expect to see a 95 handle in the not too distant future for the Dixie. Here's the chart of truth, the 10-year yield. Look at this, breaking down and continues to set new local lower lows. The US 2-year yield, it's the exact same scenario, isn't it? As you can see, falling off a cliff. This is because the amount of banks that are blowing up is going to force the Fed's hand and the Fed is not going to be able to continue hiking rates. TLT, I know some of you like TLT, here it is, hanging around in no man's land. So until we can get above the top of this yellow line or below these local lows here, not much to say about that. The S&P 500 continues to chop around in no man's land, still lining up along, but I need to see a daily close above this downward sloping purple resistance line before I can entertain that. Otherwise, we do have to be open to some kind of waddle before I drop into a cycle low, and then I think we can go. Given the amount of balance sheet expansion that I've been showing you, given the amount of liquidity entering the system, it's only reasonable to expect stocks to melt up in the not too distant future. The Nasdaq, long and strong, continue to push. Possible add or entry position if you're not in already above a break of this yellow horizontal resistance line. Get above this, and I think we can expect very, very bullish things to happen for the Nasdaq in the near term. Dow Jones, again, still compressing, still in no man's land. So a break below this low would be bearish. A break above the downward sloping yellow resistance line would indeed be camel adding along, targeting much higher numbers for the Dow. Here's the Russell 2K, new local low on a wicking basis, likely going to continue slightly more to the downside over the near term. However, a break above this downward sloping blue resistance line will see me add along for the Russell, as I've been saying over and over again. The UK 100 continues to chop around in no man's land, so more than expected. Expect to do a bunch of this before then breaking out if it's going to do so. Nice big spike from the VIX, up 10% today. However, unless this starts to take out this local high cluster back here, then I really don't expect any more bearishness from the stock market. I expect this is likely going to chop around here and then roll over down towards the teens. So that, of course, remains to be seen one day at a time as ever. Bitcoin continues to do Bitcoin things, doesn't it? So still possibility that we could see a throwback to this range breakout before then resuming higher. We know this cycle low is coming up, so we've got plenty of time ahead for more upside. Ethereum just kind of tagging along, so not much more to say about that. Long and strong continue to push. XRP still kind of chopping around, so can this resolve to the upside or are we going to have to pay a stop? That, of course, is to be determined. We will see how the weekend and next week go. The crypto-related equities, Coinbase is being sued by the SEC, so we've got this nasty gap down. However, still kind of hanging around break even. The stop is still valid below these lows, and I think I will still be looking to add if we can get a breakout above here. So can that happen given that the SEC is suing them? That, of course, remains to be seen. But for now, remain long, remain strong, continue to push. MicroStrategy still doing MicroStrategy things, so not much more to say about that. Riot is outperforming here, as you can see, so looks like a beast of a chart. I expect this to continue to the upside. We'll see what we can get. And Marathon still kind of chopping around, doing a whole lot of nothing. Would really like to see it clear this local high from back here before getting super bullish, but I remain long and strong and I continue to push Marathon. Here's Tesla. I know some of you really like this chart. For me, until it can get a range breakout above here, then not much more to say about that. If it can do that, then that is certainly bullish and that can be a long from me. But in the meantime, I remain flat and neutral, no position in Tesla. As you can see, similar sort of setup with Apple. So it's chopped around, it's had its little bear trap, it's come back up, and now it's looking to break out. So as of yesterday, I'm officially long Apple. We'll see if this trade can work out or not. We might have to pay a stop and re-enter if it does something like this, perhaps, and then goes, that just is what it is. I'll re-enter as we break out again. But for now, long and strong Apple, and we'll see what the market can give. Gold continues to push up, likely as a result of the weakness of the dollar. So is it going to make it all the way up into this target range here before seeing a significant pullback? Or are we going to get all the way up there and then just chop around and consolidate before a blast off? If so, then that can be a long on a break above this box. But for now, this is way too extended for me to go after. So a little bit more patience from me with the precious metals. Silver continuing to fly. Don't need this trend line. So will this end up getting rejected? This was significant distribution here. We're now right back into that range. If it's going to do something like chop around inside of this box and then break out above, then the long can come from a breakout of the above. But for now, remain patient with silver, still open to seeing one more final dive down. Similarly, the miners, if they can chop around inside of a box, something like this, and then break out above that, then that can be a long from me. And the same is true of the junior miners and the silver miners. So short-term volatility, no doubt, still have to be open to seeing one more final dive down in the equities. But given the amount of printing that's going on, given that historically speaking, huge amounts of that liquidity in freshly printed money always finds its way into risk assets such as the stock market and Bitcoin, I am more bullish now than I have been in a while. As you can probably tell from my positioning, I am not yet back to full exposure. We are not yet long all the way across the board. The market has to prove itself to me before I can get back to full exposure. So there's still a bit of work to do, but I expect the next couple of weeks to start getting incredibly bullish. If you found value here today, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notifications on if you want to continue to get updates on all these markets in real time and how I deal with them for free as a pro swing trader. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, all the best from me. Cheers, bye.